Hi, I'm Peter Aguero and I'm a physical therapist. I specialize in movements designed to improve joint health in hemophilia patients. This video is for hip warm-ups. My patients notice that doing these movements consistently can help loosen up that stiff hip, which helps climb those stairs. As always, talk to your healthcare team before starting any physical activity. These videos are not intended for individuals who are experiencing an active bleed. You should always consult your healthcare team before starting any physical activity or resuming physical activity after a bleed. First up, single knee to chest. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on the floor here for the single knee to chest. So what you're gonna do, start with your legs all the way straight, laying on your back. Then what you're gonna do is bring your knee up towards your chest. Use your hands to help it, give it that extra pull, and you'll feel a nice stretch in through the back of your thigh into the lower buttock. You're gonna hold that stretch for 5 to 10 seconds and relax and alternate. Bring your other knee to your chest. Hold that stretch for 5 to 10 seconds and relax. Now, if you're having some trouble bending your knee that far, not a problem. You just reposition your hands underneath your thighs. Instead, bring your thigh up towards your chest as far as you feel comfortable, and then relax. And if you're having trouble extending your knees at the bottom, that's totally fine too. You just bring your foot up, have the little bend in your knee there, hands underneath your opposite thigh, stretch the back of your thigh, lower buttock, hold that stretch for 5 to 10 seconds, and relax. One more time. Hold that stretch for a few seconds. I love this exercise in the morning. I always do it. Great way to start the day. Okay, we have glute bridges. So on the floor, laying on your back, you're gonna start with bringing your feet even with each other, feet flat on the ground. You're gonna push your weight through your heels, thus thrusting your hips up towards the ceiling like so. At the top position, you're gonna squeeze those glute muscles and hold for 5 to 10 seconds and relax down. You just go as far as you feel comfortable. If you can make it all the way to the top, great. If you can't, not a problem as well. You just go as far as you feel comfortable. Squeeze those glute muscles at the top, 5 to 10 seconds. We're gonna do it one more time. Bring your hips up towards the ceiling, squeeze those glute muscles. Great, great activation exercise for those glutes, especially if you're gonna go on a nice long walk or a hike. Now, if you're having trouble bending your knees this far, not a problem. You just extend your knees into a comfortable position. Put your weight through your heels, bring your toes up. That might be a little bit more comfortable for your ankles. Same position, same movement. Thrust your hips up towards the ceiling, get a nice glute squeeze, and relax down. Now, if your knees are unable to do that too, that's not a problem. We can do a modified version of this. You're gonna have your knees in a comfortable position, whatever that position is, either all the way straight, some bend to them, make sure that they're even with each other. The modified version is just a basic glute squeeze. You're gonna squeeze your buttock muscles and hold that for 5 to 10 seconds and then relax. Squeeze those muscles again. You'll see your hips kind of lift up a little bit as you're doing it and relax. You might feel your heels start to dig into the ground. That's totally fine. That means your glute muscles are working. And relax. Okay, we have prone hip extension. So you're gonna be on the floor, on your stomach, all the way flat, so that way you protect your spine. You're gonna slowly lift your foot up in the air, hold that position, 3 to 5 seconds, and relax back down. Getting a nice glute contraction at the top. One more time. You're gonna lift your foot up towards the ceiling. Hold that contraction. This is a great hip activation exercise. So if you're unable to keep your knee all the way straight, not a problem. You just put it in the whatever position that you feel comfortable, whether it's all the way bent like this or halfway bent like that, totally fine. Put it in the position that's comfortable for you
shoot your foot up towards the ceiling. Hold that glute contraction at the top and back down. Switch, bring your foot up. Lift that foot up towards the ceiling. Hold that contraction again and relax. Now, if there's some issues getting down onto the floor, we have a modified version for you. So you're gonna start in a standing position, finding a nice kind of hip height countertop, putting your hands on the countertop for safety. Then what you're gonna do is the same motion is you're gonna shoot one foot back and up towards the ceiling, get a nice glute contraction here, and back down, and switch to the other side. You're gonna, if I can keep my balance, bring your foot up towards the ceiling, get a nice glute contraction, hold that for 3 to 5 seconds, and back down. All right, we have a seated straight leg raise this time. So you're gonna start in a seated position in a chair, kind of towards the edge of the chair here. You're gonna straighten your knee as straight as you comfortably can go. Don't worry about getting it all the way straight. Have your heel on the ground, and then you're gonna lift your foot slowly, nice and controlled, up towards the ceiling, get a nice contraction of that glute muscle, and back down. You're gonna lift again, hold that position up at the top for a couple seconds, lift back down. Now, if you're having some trouble, if this is a little too much on the hip, you can always kind of lean back into that chair if it has a backrest. Lift that foot up towards the ceiling and back down. This is a great hip flexion exercise. Can help with climbing those stairs and climbing that hill on a hike. If you're having a little bit of trouble performing that seated straight leg raise, we have a couple modifications for you. So both of these modifications are gonna be in a laying position on your back facing up towards the ceiling. So start in this position here. The first one is you're gonna have one knee bent up to a comfortable position, and the exercising leg's gonna be nice and straight with your knee straight or as straight as you feel comfortable. The exercise is going to be lifting that foot off of the air, maintaining that same knee position that you had it in on the floor, lifting that leg up and back down, nice and slow and controlled. If you're having a little bit of shaking like I am, that's totally fine. That just means that's an exercise that we just need to work on. You lift that leg up towards the ceiling, nice and controlled, back down. Second modification of this, you're gonna use a rolled up towel like this, put it underneath your knee, and then you're gonna have one knee in a comfortable position and then the exercising knee on top of that towel, and you're gonna press the back of your knee into the towel here and squeeze and press and get a nice contraction of that quad muscle. Try to squeeze that water out of the towel and relax. A couple more times, you're gonna press down into the towel with the back of your knee. Try to maintain that heel on the ground. Try not to get it lifted up off the floor. One more time, press down, hold that position 3 to 5 seconds and relax. Motion is lotion for your joints, and these movements can help keep your joints mobile. Keep it up with our other joint movement videos.